Is this thing on? What are you guys doing over there? What are you guys doing? Stop it. Haven't even started yet. All right, we good? We good? No, Lumia stream's online. Any more spam in chat? All right. Let's begin. Hello and welcome to another episode of Hedgehog Makes. My name is Austin, aka Zombie Hedgehog, and today we are going to be working on the Rook 2020, now called Bastion. So I'm very excited to be working on this, and hopefully we'll have it done for Murph. That's a pretty tall order. We'll see. Maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. Also, I am releasing a brand new addition to Screwfinity, the long waited for large bin. That's right, stay tuned. Also, I have a new maker chip, and it is epic. Very cool, so thank you to Kevin. But as always, this is a 3D printing and making hangout. Feel free to chat, ask any questions, but most importantly, just have a good time. And I'm already well behind, so welcome on in, everyone. We have a level 2 hype train. I'm not sure why, but thank you. Thank you so much. Not busy enough? All right, let's see. How can I make this more busy? Get some screws. Yeah, I'm excited for the new studio being 1,000% less busy. That's my main goal. You like the Pex Peppers? Pex Peppers shirt? It's pretty good. It's very, very bright. Stack of all your printers. Oh, geez. You have your Pex Pepper sauce right next to you? You keep it right next to you? That's awesome. There's actually a printable bracket that you can buy from him. One thing I forgot to do is pop out my stream. If anyone has, I'll ask this every time. Oh, it's my 26-month sub anniversary in MikroDeck. Cool. 26 months. It's more than a year. My stream. If anyone knows how to permanently pop out a stream without having it die when you stream in or raid into someone else, let me know. Otherwise, I'll continue to do it the way I have been. So what are we doing today? Today's gonna be pretty much a prep day for the Rook 2020, aka Bastion. I've been calling it Rook 2020 because that's what this started as. It was called the Rook 2020. It started off as a Rook printer, and now Rook 2020, or then Rook 2020, taking it and adding actual 2020 extrusions to make it more solid. And then they rebranded it to Bastion because, I don't know, it's more fun to have a name. So I'm going to be calling it mostly Rook 2020 because that's what I'm used to. But it is under Bastion, and we'll take a look at the source files, everything like that. Yeah, if Twitch is having issues, just let me know. Just give me a heads up. Something cool I got. I don't know if I shared this last night, but Fabrico, I ordered a package from them, and they sent over this. It's a really cool looking water bottle. Actually, a really nice water bottle. It's a straw bottle. So it has a straw, and then a little spout. That's pretty cool. Has all their little things on. Actually, what is on here? I don't know what that thing is. What is that thing? I can't tell. Huh. It's a really cool water bottle. The whole thing is branded. Came out really nice. I really like Fabrico's logo. It's super simple. And then they have all of the additional companies that they sell and support under them. It's kind of cool. So thank you for that. I also have a bunch of stickers, which is awesome too. And thank you guys to the hype train. Hey Petty, how you doing? Armored Turtle, Tracy V, welcome in. I missed everyone who started off, but welcome in. Look at this. So if you've never seen a maker chip, it is a very specialized maker coin where it is this, everyone has the same overall dimensions, right? Everyone has the same dimensions and the same ring, but you change the inside circle. And you can do whatever you want. So if you have your own little logo, you can make your own. So this is a flat print. It's printed on the first layer of a bamboo to get it multicolor like this. That's kind of the idea. I can't really show, but it has the PEO build plate. Kind of hard to see on camera, but nice and shiny, has a cool effect to it. You can use the fancy plates, those work too. I used a lot of colors for this, 6 total. So Galaxy Black for the grid, magenta for the outlines. I use orange for the sun. That is either dark blue PLA or metallic blue PLA Pro. They're both the same color-ish. It's kind of like a metallic-y blue. White for the text, and then whatever your chip color is, the, what do you call this? The decoration, I guess. Whatever the outside ring, that's what you can pick for your color. Do you iron the top? Nope. This is how it looks using my settings from Kevin's profile settings. I did a couple of small tweaks and it seems to work out pretty good. So very cool. I'm really excited to print off a bunch of these. We'll see how many I can get done in a week. Can you show how it's set up in the slicer? Yeah, I can. It's very complicated, but it's not. If you want more info on this, I believe K2 Kevin's going to do a couple of sessions in the Polymaker Discord explaining how that's created. But I can show you. Slow it up here. When does prep for Murph start? Next week. Next week we'll start prepping. I'm not bringing a whole lot. I mean, at this point, I kind of pack the same stuff every time. Do a Polymaker Discord, maybe Sunday around 1 p.m. Yeah, stay tuned for it. Stay tuned. So here is the slicer file. So there's a couple of weird tweaks for the profile, but nothing too odd. QR code scan works through the TV. Awesome. Yeah, the QR codes can be a pain to print. You got to have your filament profile, everything dialed in reasonably well, because if it gets a little bit, it just takes one little section to mess it up. Also, if you're baking these, use these square QR codes. The round ones don't work well. They don't get picked up. Oh yeah, it's Father's Day. That's right. You might not want to do that. Maybe during the week sometime. So the way this is set up is there's multiple objects. This one's a little bit special, but that's what it looks like sliced right here. But if you go to the Prepare tab, it looks like that. So the reason why is you can actually, and I learned this from Kevin, you can actually stack multiple objects together and combine them into an assembly. So for example, this one right here, we have I can actually drag them too. I can click one thing. I guess this is this one. We have this outer ring right here. Let's just take all the parts and split them up. We have the outer ring. And then we have the inner ring. I have this special top piece. So every section of your, that's the QR code. Every section of yours might be different. It probably will. It'll probably be a lot simpler than this, but I have the sun, and then the grid, and then, oh, he did an extra special, oh yeah, I see what you did there. You made an extra bit right there, and then, this piece is separate, and then the hedgehogs and makes it separate. So this is what it looks like, and these are all in the same layer, but depending on how you stack them, in here, it affects their printing order. Yeah, not many of them are like this. So typically, it's gonna be your outer ring and decoration. I don't know if I can easily adjust this now. So it'll usually be your outer ring and decoration, like that. And then whatever your text is, let's say this orange thing is your logo. Then you would take that and drag it in. Where is it? This one? The sun, there we go. Take that and drag it in. And yeah, depending on which order you have these things in, it'll slice differently. That's pretty much it. There's a lot to kind of learn to get started, but all you really need is your logo as a single color or two color. So essentially, this whole this right here, this circle, this is what you have to edit. Or I guess not, because you could just throw it on this whole thing. It looks kind of complicated, but it's not too bad once you understand how it works, and then how to layer different objects. But for more information, join the Polymaker Discord. and join. I think it's under the Custom Coasters channel for now. There might be a dedicated channel for this in the future, but for now, the Custom Coasters channel works fine because this is, in fact, a custom coaster. It's just small. In fact, if we wanted to, we could take this and scale it up to 100 by 100, like that. And now we've made ourselves a coaster. Just like that. See? Now it's a coaster. Probably a little thick for a coaster. If I wanted to make that thinner, I could just scale this down to, oops, let's move. Scale it down to, I think 2.6 is the recommended height. And there you go. Make your coin make your coin size coaster for shot glasses, right? Pretty much. I gotta print one of these as a coaster. That's very cool. Maybe I'll remove the decoration. We're getting a little off topic here today, but it's fine. I think it's this one. I can remove that and that. No. I think it's this one. Which one is it? Oh, I'm in the preview tab. There we go. Now I can take this whole thing and scale that up. You'd probably want to put like a little border around this. Oh, actually, I could do that. I could just take all of these things, scale those up. So if you just click stuff inside of an assembly, you can manipulate them separately. So let's do this like 90 by 90. And then it's not centered anymore. So I can center... Oh, I don't know if I can do that. Whatever, you get the idea. You can mess around with where the stuff is on here. Once it's assembled, you can move stuff kind of with each other. And it's a lot of fun. I've learned a lot messing around with the maker chips, and I've learned a lot about how the slicer works and how to manipulate it. So if you want to make a custom multicolor print, you can just grab, I don't know, like an SVG off of the internet, throw it in Tinkercad, extrude it, export it as an STL, and then grab that STL and just put it into your slicer and then merge two objects together. And now you have, like, you know, a Rook logo on the front right here. Very, very, very simple to do. Only a couple steps, but the effect you can make for your prints is crazy. So I've made a couple of my own custom coasters with that, taking either I've made the logo in Onshape in CAD, or taking an SVG, importing it into Tinkercad, and extruding it. This isn't off topic. Well, the topic is supposed to be the Rook. That's what I meant. But yeah, there's the link for the general info for maker chips. If you have any questions, join the Polymaker Discord. I think that's probably going to be the home for now for them. You can also ask in my Discord too, and maybe someone can assist. No guarantees for me though. I'm not an expert. All right. Got a few more things to show off because I always start the stream by showing off 20 things, right? I did a couple more of these toothless models. I am now a patron of, I think is it Saber 3D? Because I really, really like this model, and guess what? A lot of other people do. So this is a great model to have commercial rights to, put it that way. Yeah, it's a very, very good model. The fact that it stands up, it can lay down, it's fun to kind of mess around with. These you can kind of articulate manipulate, and they stay in place very well. And there's nothing really too small. Like, it doesn't feel fragile. Like, everything kind of moves around a little bit. You know, I wouldn't give this like a 2-year-old, but I don't think that it would be immediately destroyed. So it's very cool. I have a couple of those because if you're going to print them, might as well do them both at the same time. Yeah, this is a generic, you know, generic dragon. I don't know what they call it in there, but that's one thing. You do have to make sure that when you're selling stuff to try to avoid that type of thing. But this right here is a generic, I don't know which one this is, I forget, but this is another one of their models. They had like 500 dragons to choose from, and I wanted a small little test print for the A1 Mini. And yeah, came out pretty good. So yeah, the actual print quality is nearly perfect. This was printed fairly fast too. And I ran out of filament, so I swapped over to another, like a green, like a light green polymaker. And it looks really good. I really like these two colors together. So if you're gonna try out some color swaps, maybe consider these two. It's a very long print. This was done on the A1 Mini. Like it's long. Crazy, yeah? On the A1 Mini. What designer? I can link them. They have a Patreon, but they also have a website. Let's see. Saber-3D. So I'll post this in chat here, and I found them because of the toothless model, Night Dragon. That's what they're calling it. So they are aware that, you know, this is a this looks like a character from a show. I love that. They also have the Light Dragon. I guess I haven't watched this show in a while. But yeah, look at this. They have so many dragons and different characters, and I believe they're all or mostly set up to be printed in Bamboo Studio. So all of these multicolor prints are already ready to go, and that's awesome. Yeah, look, there's more dragons. It's kind of cool. They have lots and lots and lots of cool things. So even if I only use a couple of them, it's a very reasonable price. $10 a month for all access commercial rights. Yeah, that's great. Alien dog planter. I like that one. I might print that. Alien dog planter. Oh man. So yeah, if you're looking for, you know, if there's one of these that you really like, I would say they print well and there's profiles for them. So check them out. Yeah, Cinderwing has a lot too. Cinderwing commercial rights are very expensive though. So if you're looking to get started with selling, then these might be a good way to go. Every time you see a 3D streamer doing anything, the printers in the background are always bamboos. Well, you want to know why? They're my most consistent working printers. Nothing that I have beats an X1 Carbon. It's crazy. I know you know why, but for anyone just tuning in, the bamboos just like, they work great. Or even loading filament. Like I'd print on the Delta, but to load filament, I gotta unload about 800 millimeters of Bowden and then reload it, purge it. It's like the whole process, right? It takes 5+ minutes just to get the print ready to get started. It's a long time when you just want to print something. So the bamboos are my go-to. The Prusa Mini, or sorry, the Prusa is okay. The load and unload process for filament is mostly automated, but you do have to kind of monitor it. But it prints pretty fast and has pretty good quality as well. I would say on par with the bamboos. So I got something special for you. This is a bin from the Screwfinity universe. Very, very nice bin. What was this printed? I think steel gray from Polymaker. I got this for trains. I ended up using it for bins, but looks pretty good. So the cool thing about these bins are that you can put a tag in here. You can leave them blank. They look fine blank. Or you can add in a 3D printable insert. So these just slide in and out. It's a 3-layer print. You can add text right in the slicer, and then you just slide them in. I think the tolerances are fine now. Yeah, very cool. This is printed on the Mini, and oh my god, does it look good? Polymaker Galaxy Black on the Mini, great. I still couldn't get rid of these lines. I think it's just a thin wall issue, but you can kind of see the curve. Maybe it's there for looks. I'm not sure. I'll make another version of this where it has 2 scoops. So it's divided here. This back section has a scoop and the front section has a scoop. Just to get more density out of these bins. And the actual bins look like this. They're almost square, which is kind of cool. Let's just say they're square. And they work just like these standard Screwfinity bins. You know, they won't fall out. You can almost tilt it completely like this. They stay in thanks to this handy little raise section designed by K2 Kevin from the original screw unit. So it works really good. And for this iteration, I changed the profile a little bit. You probably can't tell, but I changed it a little bit. So this is version 2 of the bins. I'll be releasing these as an update for the original ones posted. I'll be releasing new sizes, and I had one bit of feedback that I wasn't able to solve as quickly as I wanted to, but I've had some complaints that the corners on these can be a little bit sharp. So what I've done was I finally added a chamfer on all the sides. I might even add a little bit more of a chamfer, to be honest. And that should help a little bit. Unfortunately, these will still be at a point regardless of any chamfers. So I might even try a version with a fillet. But this will be released onto Thangs on Friday, as new models typically are. So stay tuned for that. And if you have any suggestions, any feedback for these, let me know. And if you want to beta test this before I release it, message me on Discord and I can hook you up. I'll send you the files. Let me know what size you want. The size goes up. So this is a 3x4. And it's a 2U because it's 2 units deep. Right now, that's all I'm offering for this, but eventually I'll have a 4-unit deep, maybe like a 3, a 4. Actually, I could have like a 1-unit deep if you really wanted to, but those will be all custom to order. Just let me know what you want and I can make it happen. So I'm excited I finally did these because this model, you know, it does take some printing. I don't just release models, and I revise models too. I've already changed this one up a bunch of times. Oh, and I was gonna show the size difference. So these are the 3 sizes. So small, medium, and large. They're all 10 millimeters taller than the previous. But they're all the same width, and they're all the same depth. So you can really pick what you want. You know, if you print one of these and decide that maybe you want more, you know, more height, then you can reprint it with a taller bin. I would suggest printing them in kind of modular sections. So print one like this, then print another one to stack on, then print another one Don't go too crazy with the height, but you can go wide, you can go tall, mix and match them to suit your needs for exactly what you're trying to get. And I've been using this one to store my screws, and I'll finally, I'm gonna reprint these bins. I might not reprint them, but I'll have to at least print the labels for all the screws, make those up in the slicer. So that is the update to Screwfinity, and probably the, I wouldn't say conclusion, but the main 3 sizes, small, medium, large. I might have a double wide version for that as well. We'll see how all that works out. And then of course the maker chip is just fantastic, and I'll be printing off a bunch of these. Unfortunately, I can only use my 2AMS bamboo because it's a 6-color print, but that's because I chose to make it, you know, that many colors. I could probably have made it 4 if I made the sky the same color and changed up a few things, but I like it. I really like it. That being said, why don't we jump into today's main headline topic, and that is Rook 2020 / Bastion. So to do that, I have to pull up the site, which is Printables, luckily enough. Back when we were really, I was on the kind of the development team for Rook. I was one of the first people to ever build it. So we're kind of getting frustrated with using GitHub for files. It is terrible for organizing files. It reminds me of 2015 organization. So I recommended, well, why don't we just upload to Printables? And now we have all of Rolohan's printers on Printables. Pretty cool. So he has a couple. Oh, little rocket ship. That's cool. He has his new Mini Delta, which looks kind of cool if you're looking for a kind of inexpensive little project. That could be a fun Delta to build. Trophy. But he has the Rook 2020 Mark II. Oh, this isn't Bastion. Oh, am I going crazy? Wait a minute. This is just Rook 2020. I am confusing myself, ain't I? Okay, I take that back. Bastion is the, oh god, that is the Rook 180. It was renamed. Okay. I am losing my marbles, apparently. Okay, so this is Rook 2020. And then there is a very similar Bastion printer. So Rook 2020 uses the Bastion motion system. As you can see, it goes in the back, but it has a kind of small frame. Change my title too. I apparently need some more coffee. Oh man. Mark II has a much better bell path. Yes, it does. Absolutely. Surprised no one corrected me. No one corrected me. There. Confusing layout, too many words. You just want to find the file, right? Like, how do you download something specific? It's very difficult. What mount to use for Dragon Burner if you have CNC tap? CNC tap. It should just mount without an issue. So CNC tap should be a replacement for the stock gantry. You don't like GitHub? Yeah. Printables is nice. One of your printer shelves kind of funny. 350 2.4 Rook 2020 Mark II, 350 2.4. So because it's a little tiny printer. It is small. It's really small, and it's the perfect size to transport to Murph, right? I typically just throw it in my luggage. I wouldn't recommend just shoving in your luggage, but it is technically bringable, travelable. I might use the same luggage I brought the much larger Micron in with some more padding. We'll see how well that works. But I'm not 100% sure what I'm taking yet. So going back to the Rook 2020. Now, why I like printables is because you have all the files kind of just organized here. I like to print from model sites. I don't know about you guys, but I like to go through and, download individual files to print. I don't like downloading giant zip files and having to sort through them. I don't know why. That's just how I like it. Yeah, this is a 120. It's a very small printer. And Mad Cat, so there is a remix by Canrog called Rook 2020 Scalable. So Scalable, I don't know if he has any pictures, but Scalable is able to take any size, whatever, and you can scale it up. So if you want to put an Ender 3 bed, this is the file set that you'd want. So yes, it's fully supported as kind of a large printer mod. Oh, they have like a 180 mod here too by Canrog. That's kind of nice if you're specifically trying to go for 180. That's a good size. So why Rook 2020? It's simple. It's really straightforward. Yeah, Armor Turtle, you're working on a project, and printables is a pretty good... It's pretty good for front-facing. Maybe some of the versioning might be better for other stuff. Rohan does say, hey, welcome in, Rohan. It was funny. For some reason, I confused Bastion, and I thought Bastion was the code name for this for whatever reason, but no, that's the 180. Is this going to have a code name, or is this always going to be Rook 2020? Probably 2020. I would stick with that. Welcome on in. You have a 350 PCB bed that you're not using? Yeah, build a scalable, or I don't know. Do you have, Rolo, do you have a large printer? I know you don't like large printers, but do you have like a large printer chassis anymore? Because you had Simple Core. And I thought that was a pretty good platform for large beds, but I haven't really been following. You have like all mini printers. All the mini printers. Yeah, nothing on printables. Pegasus 250. Okay, cool. Very cool. Yeah, you can check out the original. Actually, I really like Legacy Simple Core with my lead screw Z, or you can do Mark 1 Simple Core with the Trident gantry and Trident frame. You can actually just buy like if you have a 300 bed, you can buy a 300 Trident frame and build an entire printer from that. The only issue though, with the really, really big printers, you run into budgeting issues. At one point, it does make more sense to just buy a kit. Even if you have, a bunch of parts, it might make more sense to buy a kit, depending on how many additional parts you have to buy. But if you have half the parts you need to build something, and you only have to spend a couple hundred to get, frame and some linear rails, it might be worth looking into. So yeah, I still got my Simple Core. I haven't completely torn it apart yet. I'm actually building a Trident Maximus, so that's a 330 Trident. That'll be fun. Why Rook over A1 Mini? Rook is if you want a fun project. Mini if you want to just, you know, print endlessly. This is a project. It's fun. If you've never built a printer, I strongly encourage you try out a Rook in one of your future builds. Specifically the 2020 version. And now that Mark II doesn't have this cross brace, oh man, I am looking forward to that. It's going to be the ultimate little fun printer. Actually, I haven't even looked at the tool heads yet. I might just go... I might go with Dragon Burner for this one. Maybe. Haven't decided yet. Or Delta. Yeah, did you see my door in Delta? I don't know why, but I said, you know what? We're going to build it. I was looking at your mini Delta, and it looks like a lot of fun, too. It's just like a Rook Delta. It's awesome. You bought a PUNS because you want to focus on designing? Yeah. So bamboos are great for printing. They're amazing at printing. In fact, they're probably the best printers right now for printing. But other than printing, custom printers is like the main focus of this channel because it's fun. I love it. I love building printers. It's just like a dream to work out all the technical aspects of these things, and you don't really have to do any designing, but you get to see how it works out. Yeah, this is the cobalt blue anodized frame from DLL PDF, and it looks really good. So I picked, this is metallic red PLA Pro for the main color, and I'm just using cold white for accents. Austin likes 3D printing. Austin loves making 3D printers. Right. Like, I like printing. It's fun. But I get more enjoyment out of tinkering with stuff. And it's been a long time since we've done a really big tinkering project. You don't like 2020, Dom? Yeah. Nope. Or, sorry, 1515? Absolutely not. Considering tearing down the Mendel rep you built, simply to reclaim the motors. Yeah, I mean, you'd be surprised how little extra components it takes to build a printer. Looks more red than the spool you got. The camera might be kind of blowing it out a bit, but it is very, like, dirty red. It's a nice color, but it's a weird color. It's very strange. So yeah, I like this. I kind of had to build the frame to see what it'll look like. So we're going to be converting this printer into this. I have to find some rods. The whole point of this stream is to do a final BOM check to make sure I have everything that I need to build it, which I think so. I'm not sure the specifics for control board, etc. We'll see. But I should have enough stuff to build this printer. If I can't, well, I have a week and I can pick some stuff up last minute. So I'm not sure if this is going to make it to Murph, but if I have it done in time, I'll bring it. So let's start disassembling this guy right here. I guess I can show you the printed parts real quick. They're not all printed, but the majority are. There's really not that many printed parts for this printer. And a lot of them are like the skirt pieces, which these came out fantastic. I love there's just so much going on in these. It's fun. Optimus Prime colors. Yeah, this is the generic red, white, and blue printer. Like dark red, dark blue, and bright white. So I might call it the Marvelous printer, the Marvelous Rook. And technically, I've never serialized my Rook 2020, so we can serialize this. This is the bed. You can't see this at all because my auto exposure, but it has the Hedgehog Makes logo on the top. So this piece right here goes in just like this. And that'll be the base of the printer. So that's a nice little mix of contrast and just something different. I've never done a red, white, and blue build. And I've seen a couple, but they weren't done the way that I would. So a blue frame, some dark red parts, and white. And that looks good. We're gonna take this apart. Yeah, I still don't understand your name. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll have to like watch a TV show or something just to understand. All right, we still got the Rook, the custom Rook / LDO bed. I don't know where that came from. I think Jason sent that directly. I still got the bed, and it's on these silicone spacers. I think I'll have to pick up some springs or steal them from another printer, because I don't think I have any yellow springs handy. I'm also have to cut some zip ties. I've heavily zip tied this thing together. But this printer was launched about a year ago. Around. And no, 2 months ago. It was launched at around right before Rocky Mountain Rep Festival. And I believe I built one of the first ones and actually brought it with me to the event. And I believe I printed it in Polysmooth. I think that was yeah, that was done in Polysmooth. That was a very fun build. Kind of did it pretty fast, but it worked out well, like shockingly well with Dragon Burner, everything like that. It was a very good build. And I built a lot of Rooks, you know, compared to the average person. And I can honestly say that Rook 2020 has been my favorite to build, because you're not fighting tolerances and you're not having to deal with, you know, the fact that it's a plastic frame. It's much more rigid. Oh, this is the bed that Bob sent me. So technically, I don't know. Is this one, is this serial number 0? I don't know. Maybe it is. I'll have to dive deep. I own serial 1 for Rook, and I don't know which printer it is anymore. But I think it might have been with that bed. So if we can put that bed back on it, we can serialize it as 1. Or yeah, 1. Yeah, this was the Polysmooth bed that I had brought. I haven't reprinted that one in a while. You have a bed that size, so your mono price, select mini. It's pretty fun to use a small bed because you can't just print everything. You have to actually, zip tied. You have to think about what you're printing, and you have to figure out how it's going to be oriented. And, you know, how tall is it going to be? You add a lot of restrictions by using a printer like this, but I'm going to argue that that's not really a bad thing, right? Restricting yourself means that you can try new things, you know, experiment. So we put the Bowden tube on this side last time. I'll keep that in mind. What else do we have to salvage? We'll take off the gantry next. So I'll start by removing the belts. This has a Dragon Burner adapter currently. I could probably use one of like the native Dragon Burner mounts. I think that would work. So I'm just cutting the belts. We can't reuse them, unfortunately. So I'm just going to toss them. If you think about upgrading from Mark 1 to Mark 2, you will have to buy new belts. I'd recommend having some spare anyway, just in case. We'll get rid of the belts. I had a little bit of a belt pathing issue, quite a bit of a belt pathing issue over here, so probably best to just get rid of them anyway. I don't know what bearings we have, but I'll try to clean them up a little bit before I reinstall them. All right, what's next? So we have this off. Let's remove the X gantry. Take off the Dragon Burner adapter. We'll see what rails these are, because I don't remember. They're either Fabrico rails or they're West 3D Berserker rails. Or generic West 3D rails. I'm not sure. But I did have a Fabrico kit at one point, and I used a lot of components from that to build, I think, this one. So this might be the Fabrico kit. It is. This is the Honey Badger bit rails. So this is the Fabrico-ish kit. So Fabrico has or had a kit, and then West 3D had a kit. I think KB3D had or has a kit. I honestly am not sure who has these in stock now. Let me know. Let me know if any of you have seen them. But we're going to salvage the rails so we can reuse those. Just going to put all these screws aside for now. I got to print off another sorting tray. Might make a new sorting tray too for building printers. Steve has his, and I thought it'd be fun to do one of my own. Let's see. These off. Most of the parts will be similar, or like the way that this assembles, it'll be very similar. Actually, maybe it won't because of the new belt path. It's more like a Voron style belt path. Toronto Dan, thank you for subscribing for 18 months. Oh, I think I missed the... Yeah, I must have missed the resubs earlier. Let me catch up on those. Monsoon Josh subscribed with Prime for 19 months. Wow. That's a long time. Thank you so much. Nick subscribed for 16 months with your Prime sub. Thank you. And bits from Hesliz, K2 Kevin, Pink. Monsoon Josh gifted a sub to Pink. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I forgot. You guys were hype training before the stream even started. How dare you? But I'm glad you have fun, Toronto Dan. I do too. We have fun here. Is that the term? We have fun here. Ooh, this one even has nice brass spacers. I don't want to lose those. But I will have to take out these pieces here. So it's kind of a pain to install these right here. But I've gotten used to building rooks. So I'm used to all like the oddities. Hey, Obmain. Stubborn Squishy. The coolest thing about building a rook is you realize kind of how basic you can actually make a 3D printer and have it print really well. I used this printer before I decommissioned it to print some just crazy things. The fact that it has a really lightweight gantry and a short belt path means that it prints really good. Like shockingly good. You'd think that a printer like this is like, oh, it's mostly just a toy. No, this is a really good printing printer. Specifically in the direct drive mode. If you're going to do a 2020, I strongly encourage going direct drive. I've tried it many times. It works fine. Lurker is your middle name. Is it actually? Might be a fun project after Pandora build. Yeah, this is kind of a... You don't really need this printer, but it's a great way to just kind of have some fun. And the cool thing about Rook is because it's so... what do you call it? So... Not basic, but... it has lots of room for, yeah, modular. There we go. It's so modular that you can do pretty much anything with it. You can design your own mods for it. You can have accessories. There's been so many. In fact, the original Rooks, the 3D printed ones, there are some absolutely incredible aesthetic mods. Like someone did a full chess set themed one. Like countless amazing Rooks. New toolhead, Sports Directive Bowden. Yeah, I might try it out, depending on what fans I have. I'm not sure what arrangement I'm going with yet. You know me, I like my Dragon Burner toolheads, and I know that it works on this printer very well. So I might go with that. But I would love to try out, I forget what the new toolhead is called, but Canrog's new design. I do have CPAP. I might play around with that after Murph. This is going to be a get the printer built, get it working, and bring it with me type of thing. Not a let's try all the mods type of thing. But Dragon Burner has been my favorite toolhead. I have it on as many printers as I can. I'm not a fan of Stealth Burner. It's okay, but it's very hard to work on. Print's fine, but it's just so big. And if you have any issues with the extruder, you gotta take apart the whole thing. It's a pain. Where on Dragon Burner, you can just unscrew the extruder and swap it out if you had to. It's awesome. But there's a lot of options for toolheads now through many different people. And I'm excited for some, newer designs to come out, maybe updates to Dragon Burner. Some good competition. It's funny, competition for free open source designs. I guess everyone wants to compete to have their design be the featured one. If I designed a printer, I'm sure I'd want everyone building my printer. It's on the docket. Zombie burner. Oh god. There probably already is a zombie burner. People swap in laser cutting module or CNC heads. Not typically. Companies will sell them, but I do not recommend doing stuff that's not 3D printing on your 3D printer. It's just... Yeah, this is a 3D printer. Lasers, you generally need an enclosure for those, so you should just get a cheap laser if you're going to do that.